Hi there, I'm Molly.
And I'm Jamie, and this is our From the Pasture with Hired Hand podcast.
For 15 years now, we've been proudly helping breeders promote hundreds of thousands of pedigree livestock with our easy-to-use animal management-driven website software.
And let's not forget about Hired Hand Live, where over $1 million worth of livestock is sold online each year.
We're excited to bring you market trends, sales data, advice from your fellow breeders, and stories from the ranch.
Our software makes managing your website and your animals a breeze, so you can focus on what you love.
So let us handle your digital chores while you tune in to another episode of From the Pasture with Hired Hand.
Today we're talking about the upcoming Top Hand Sale. Our guest and sale host, Jodie Obryan, will give us an inside look at the cattle and other details for the weekend. Be sure to visit Hired Hand Live, where you can view all the consignments, get detailed information, and place your bids. You can also check out the consignors' websites, powered by Hired Hand, to learn more about their programs. If you're excited to hear about the sale and the consignments, stay tuned. We've got the full rundown. Hi, Jodie. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing great.
So you and Scott, your husband, have lived in South Dakota for many, many years, and you've raised Longhorns for many years as well. Can you, talk a little bit about the history of you and Scott in South Dakota with your cattle?
We have always been rodeo people, and we had a Longhorn bull that we got that come from Dickinson's, and we were breeding roping cattle for our ropings, and then we slowly started getting into, Scott started going to some sales in Kansas way back 40 years ago and started buying some really nice registered cows, and we built our program from that. So we've been in it, 38 years in the registered business.
And you have 2 boys, is that right?
I have 4 boys and 1 girl.
Okay, wow, 5 kids. All right. So were the kids all active when they were younger? Are they still active with Longhorns now?
Yes, they were. They had to, we grew up roping and stuff. And then Scotty, who everybody knows Scotty, he showed cattle. And Taylor, our oldest one, is actually the one that got the show cattle going. He come home and he wanted to show a Longhorn, so we roped a heifer, and that he went with Laverne Pfeiffer years ago, and that's how he learned how to show there. And we entered him in the World Show, that contest, and he won a heifer from there, and that's how we started. Taylor kind of set it up for Scotty, and Scotty was very successful in the Longhorn business, and we still have Scotty's cows. We run him. He has 10 or 12 head up here that we've never sold. We keep breeding for him in the Texas Longhorn Association. So that's how they got going. And the rest of them just rodeoed. They were like me.
Well, it's I would say that Longhorns probably aren't the most popular breed in South Dakota. I think South Dakota, North Dakota is definitely very heavy on like Angus and Herefords. So it's pretty unique that you guys ended up with Longhorns.
Yeah, and it's been really good to us. But we have horses that we breed and train, and we've treated our Longhorn deal like the horse industry. And but it's surprising. There is a lot of Longhorn cattle in South Dakota and North Dakota that are being bred to Charolais and black. Until we started having this sale, we didn't realize there was that many Longhorn cattle up here in the northern part.
So you mentioned the sale. How long have you been part of the sale or been a host of the sale?
We started it, had our first sale in 2019, and I think it's a life sentence for me. Seems like we started out, it was Scott and Gordon, Howie and me, and then Gordon got out of it. I think it's been 3 years now, and Scott and me said, no, we're going to keep going, because that's what we started it for a sale for our northern breeders, and a place where we can sell registered Longhorn cows instead of go to the sale barn. You kind of get beat up going to the sale barn, and we have been very, very lucky. We have some of our consignors have been with us through the thick and thin, because it hasn't always been easy.
Yeah, I know. I hear from other sale hosts when they, decide to start a sale in their local region. And everyone always talks about, they didn't realize how much work and how hard it was going to be to host a sale, and especially for you all being in South Dakota, so far away from everything else. Just the amount of time and dedication that it takes to getting people there, getting everything and set up for the sale.
Yes, that part, we didn't have a clue when we started it. And we were very lucky that Lemley from Texas Auctioneer, he talked us through a lot and he actually helped us out. And that's how we got started out. And then we got with Huntington here about, 3-4 years ago. And that's even been better because then we got with Hired Hand. I mean, it's been a slow process, but we're really proud of what we're building. And we aren't the ones building it. Our consignors have really stepped up. I was going through past catalogs and we've got some really nice cows. So the consignors are what's building it for us.
So you started the sale and you said in 2019. How do you think that Longhorns have grown since then, just in your, general area, South Dakota, North Dakota, Colorado, Wyoming?
Well, when we first started out, we had to call around to find people with registered Longhorns that, they hadn't even really worked their program. And so we started out, there was probably 2 or 3 of us that were really intent on growing the Longhorn herd. And now we've got states from our consignors from, I think it's 9 different states this year. And so we just did a lot of phone calls and still do. And actually, a lot of them have turned into good friends, And then we started the Great Plains affiliate and people joined that. And I was going through our catalog this year. We have 7 of the Great Plains affiliate that weren't part of a Longhorn deal that are in our sale this year, which, it's grown where it's turned into friends and consignors. It's actually turning into fun.
Good. With those people that are new to your association, did they have cattle previously, or were Longhorns the first type of cattle that they've had?
Some of them have had cattle previously. Some of them hadn't ever had Longhorns. 2 or 3 of them that I know for sure bought Longhorns through our sale and was their first ones. And then they've built their program on that.
Well, that's got to be a fun experience knowing that, you helped. Those are 2 people that you can see that, you're definitely growing Longhorns within your area. That has to be, fun to see that come full circle.
Yeah, it's actually been really rewarding. It's a lot of work and a lot of ups and downs, but it's been rewarding to see how it's grown from 2 or 3 people to a huge bunch of people.
Well, and I think at your sale, when I look back at pictures from the sales throughout the year, your sale definitely has the most unique backdrop. When I guess you're sitting in the auction block looking out at everybody with the, the big Ferris wheel in the background and the red and white tents and, the corn dogs and the cotton candy, because you have it at, is it the state fair that you have it at with every year?
It's at the Central States Fair in Rapid City. Yeah, and we've got Mount Rushmore. We've got, it's the Central States Fair people have been so good to us, and we're actually invited guests. And yeah, it's awesome. We have so much going on besides just the Longhorn event that it makes it pretty awesome.
Well, since you started the sale until now, what are some of the things that you've changed over the years or introduced to the sale over the years?
Well, when we first started it, we just kind of winged it. And then we started trying to be pickier, and not trying not to hurt people's feelings, but like the pictures and their pedigrees to talk people into, instead of bringing just a cull cow, to bring their very best, try to build it that way. Then we added the youth lot last year, and that was we started that because we'd seen it at a horse sale, and we thought we would have 2 or 3 youth buyers, and I think we ended up having 17 youth register to buy. Wow. And that turned into a really fun deal. And then through the winter, those kids sent us pictures of them with the cows they had bought. In fact, we put 2 of those pictures on our catalog front. Those cows were bought by youth through our sale last year. And we had no idea that would get so big. This year, we've already got people called us and have given us over $1,800 to give back to the youth to spend at our sale. We draw names of the youth buyers, and then that buyer gets $1,200 credit, $600 credit, or whatever. We try to put it so there's 3 or 4 youth get that credit. And then the trophy steer, I've always liked trophy steers, and Joe Slassik, we talked to him a couple years about bringing a steer, and everybody was a little bit hesitant on that, but we had him bring a steer last year, and that was a big hit. So we did that this year. We've got lot number 2 and 3. One is a riding steer, and then Adolphs have a really pretty steer that they put in. So we're going to leave that like that, not get a whole bunch of consignments, but pick 1 or 2 a year. So I would say our sales turned into more of a something for everyone sale. The youth can buy, and then we have the trophy steer. We have that pen of 3. That's calves. We always pick 2 heifer calves and a bull calf of really good quality. So if a youth or somebody buys them, they can start their program with a bull and 2 heifers. And that's turned out in one of the consignments this year as a result of that pen of 3. They've consigned back a cow and a calf, and they bought that cow out of the pen of 3. So that's kind of cool. We're always trying to think of different things to draw different, we want it to be bred cows, but you also want to draw all the Longhorn people.
Mm-hmm. So let's back up to that kid lot for 1 second. So you said you've already raised, what did you say, $1,600 for the sale this year? If $1,800, if somebody also, maybe you could explain that a little bit more and talk to people about like how the kids get the money to spend at the auction.
What we do is the number 1 lot, we get 60% of the money raised goes to the buyer of lot number 1, the youth. They'll get 60% of what the total money raised, and that'll be credit on the lot that they buy. And then we draw numbers like, I'm just going to pull some numbers. Say we draw youth number 4, and then we'll give them 30% of the total amount credit toward anything in our sale. They can buy anything in our sale, and when they go to pay for it, say there's $2,000 credit for all the youth, 30% of that, they'll get $600 taken off the price of the cow they bought. This year, we're getting so much money, we'll probably go 40, 30, 20, 10. So there'll be 4 youth buyers so far. The more the money, the more buyers we'll draw.
So with those people that have already donated, can anybody contact you and, I guess, donate to the kid?
Yes.
Lot?
Yes, absolutely. A lot of them, what we did before the catalog deadline, everybody that had donated us money, we made a T-shirt with all their names on it, and we will give those T-shirts out to pass them out through the sale, and that has all the sponsors on it. And then we gave them a full page ad in our sale catalog. And then the ones that were taking donations up till the day of the sale, we'll announce them over and over at our show and our sale. Okay. But yes, if they get to me, 100% of the donated youth money goes back to the youth.
So are there some things that you would like consignors to know or do, I guess, before or during the auction?
Well, I just think with social media nowadays, if the consignors, and I try to preach it, get them out there on their pages, and, advertisement's a wonderful thing, and social media seems to be the way, and promote their program, and give me updated videos or pictures where I can post them on our social media. And their health. The health has always been a deal because our health restrictions are pretty strong, but I recommend that everybody get a TB because there's some states that don't accept cattle without a TB test. And it's just better for the sellers if they have their health done right so everybody can buy their cows. Last year it was really good. The consignors were all really good with their health. We're up to snuff. We didn't have any hiccups. And another thing is EID tags. I don't know how people feel about them, but it's really handy for our vet if they have the US EID tag in the cow and calf's ear, because then if we have a problem, the vet can just wave that wand as capture that cow and put her in a chute and wrestle her down to read the tag numbers. The marketing part, I can't stress the advertisement, tell their neighbors, tell their, word of mouth or flyers or social media. We had a newspaper call us from Wyoming the other day. They want to do an article on our youth lot deal. They had heard about it from a friend, and that's pretty awesome. I just think word of mouth and telling everybody about it is the best way.
Well, let's move on to the schedule of events. Let's start with Friday, August 15th. Can you run down what happens that day?
We start with our cattle. Check-in cattle starts at 8 o'clock. Then at 1:30, we've added mutton busting this year to our weekend. And in the sale ring, we're going to have mutton busting. And then at 5 o'clock, we're going to have a complimentary supper. It'll be longhorn beef and some goodies, and just that's free to all the consignors and help and show people just so they can sit around and get to know people. And then Saturday morning, we're having a free breakfast, biscuits and gravy, and at the barn at 7 o'clock. If people want to come down for breakfast before the sale and mix and mingle. And then, of course, the sale's at 10. And then at 1:30, we do another round of mutton busting. And then at 4 o'clock, we're going to have the TLBT World Qualifying Points Only show. And then on Sunday at 8 o'clock, Gary Lake's bringing his guitar and going to do some fellowship and singing and for church. And then at 10 o'clock, we'll do the youth TLBT show and then go right into the open halter and then the free classes.
So the sale is at 10 a.m. on Saturday. If somebody has any questions about who they, should contact sale day, if they have questions, who should they contact?
Scott or me, and we just have that one cell phone, 515-3960.
Who did you choose for the auctioneer and pedigree reader this year?
We have Huntington for the auctioneer, and then Chase is doing the pedigrees. I have heard that Chase has got a challenge to get in the mutton busting. Not sure if that's happening.
Well, if it happens, we'll be sure to get that on video so everyone can enjoy it. How about your back crew? Let's give a shout out to them. Who do you have doing that?
Oh my gosh, we've had the same crew every year. We tell everybody that it's a life sentence, and we have the best crew. There's this year we have Mike Slater. He's been with us every year. We have the Anders crew, Haley, Cash, and Ty. They've helped us every year. And then we have Bernie and Paula Gregg. They've been with us every year. Bill Dennert, he's helped us. And I think that might be it. Scott hasn't really, he always waits till last minute to update me. But we're very lucky. Triple R Tack, which is Western feed and tack store right there in Rapid, they sponsor our shirts for all our help every year. So I kind of entice them back that they get a new cinch shirt when they work for us too.
Well, and it is really nice. All your back crew and then you and Scott as well, you all have matching shirts. So it's easy to spot, who somebody should get a hold of if they have a question.
Yeah, we thought that was kind of a cool idea. Scott brought that up. He had been to a horse sale and everybody was wearing vests. And so we did that, and we talked to Triple R Attack and told them what we were thinking. And they said, that's a really good idea. We'll just sponsor it for you. And that was huge for us. They do put the names on it and our sale name. And so And Triple R Tack is just north of the fairgrounds, right on the main drag, so it's easy to get to. They're really good people.
What about haulers? Do you have anybody designated to hauling? I mean, I know people will always volunteer and help, people haul their purchases from the sale, but do you have anybody designated to hauling?
Cody James and Joe usually tell us they'll do it. Joe said he would this year. I haven't got in contact with Cody yet.
Okay.
But usually they're the main ones that haul for us.
Okay. And earlier you mentioned the youth lot sponsors. Do you have other lots from the sale that you would like to talk about?
Well, we our youth lot, we have this year the last lot number 55. We decided last year, along with our youth lot number 1, the last lot, we would do a youth consignment. And we gave that consignment to the Mattes from Texas. They come up to our show every year. And it went over really well. They brought a really nice heifer last year. Halter broke, and it was in the show. And so, yeah, they're bringing another heifer this year. It'll be the last consignment, and it's a youth consignment. And then the O'Brien's Holly is the little girl that, I can't remember that lot number, 30.
39, I think.
Yeah. That girl is from Montana, and she come to our sale 4 or 5 years ago. She had written a letter and for scholarship money from a horse place, and she had won that, and I think it was like 3,000-4,000, and she come to our sale with her grandpa, and that's how we got this youth deal going too. She signed up with him, and we documented it all, her getting her buyer's number and her sitting and raising her number. But she bought the pen of 3 because her great grandpa had Longhorns. Now their family is into the registered Angus. Well, she wanted to start building a Longhorn herd like her great grandpa's. And so that was really cool. Well, this lot 39 is a result of that. Now she's come every year and bought cows through our sale from different people. And now she's going to start putting back out there. And she put a real pretty paint young cow and calf into the sale. So it would be cool if someday we can do half a catalog is all youth consignors and buyers. But that's kind of what when we started thinking about all this youth, that's kind of what would even be better is if we could just do a youth sale, have we have Weston Hotel auctioneer in the youth, and he's only 16. And it would be cool to have a youth sale, youth consignors, buyers, and an auctioneer. Maybe we'll get there in 10 years. Who knows?
You can do it. It sounds like it'd be a fun addition to the sale.
Yeah, I think so. But those youth lots this year, and the Mattes, they're showing that one that they've got in there. And they brought us a really nice one last year. And I'm guessing they'll bring us a good one this year, too.
So you mentioned the consignor, the youth consignor who purchased in previous years. Let's talk about the other consignors that you have. Is there anybody that's new to the sale this year?
Yes, we do have the red Gabby.
Gabby and
She's
Justin.
from Texas. Yeah, I think they're from Texas, but her dad has a Longhorn herd in Montana, the way I understood it. And she called us and she wanted to consign because she's taking care of her dad's deal. And I looked at the pictures and I was like, wow, we need her. So we're very lucky. She consigned on 3 head, I think. 2 of them, I think, were her dad's, and one's Justin and hers. And then through the years, we've had people ask us if we ever sell Butler cattle through the sale, and we hadn't. But we have been good friends with John Tate for 35 years. We started our herd with some of his good cows, and so we throwed it around last year. And this year, I told Scott, let's try it because we've had a lot of people ask. And so we called John, and he consigned 4 head. And I don't know, but we have had. In the last week, I've had 28 messages on his cows. So that's probably going to be a real positive consignment for us. He's new. The Crazy are new. They've come and bought through our sale, but they're new consignors this year. And Malta.
Yep.
Yep, they're a new consignor. And I think that's the only new ones we have. Oh, outside of the little girl, the daycare girl. And then there's a West from Box Elder, South Dakota. He had a really nice own daughter, a Sitting Bull. I think her lot number is 53. I seen that cow, and he's busy, and he's thinking about getting out of the Longhorns. He's just got a few, and so he consigned that cow. So he's a new consignor. The Weddigs from Montana consigned this year. They've bought through our sale for 3 or 4 years, and they consigned back. So that'll be exciting to see those.
And now let's hear from our advertisers.
From the Pasture by Hired Hand is presented by R3 Hilltop Ranch. Located in Chilton, Texas, R3 Hilltop Ranch has been breeding registered Texas Longhorns since 2006. What began as 3 heifers has grown into our current herd, which you can explore on our website at r3hilltop.com. We're passionate about loud colors, longhorns, and docile temperaments, but it's the easy-keeping, low-maintenance traits of Texas Longhorns that initially attracted us and continue to drive our herd growth. In addition to livestock, we proudly offer certified Longhorn beef products. Visit r3hilltop.com/beef to learn more. Thank you for listening and enjoy exploring our ranch online at r3hilltop.com.
Planning a live auction and want to reach more buyers? Hired Hand Live brings the power of the internet to your event, allowing bidders from anywhere to participate in real time. We specialize in integrating online bidding seamlessly with your live auction, ensuring that no one misses out.
Your livestock plus our technical expertise equals one successful auction. Let Hired Hand Live help you expand your reach and maximize your results. Visit hiredhandlive.com to learn more.
Do you sometimes feel like you're the only one who doesn't have it all figured out? Rural life can be isolating, but it doesn't have to be.
Welcome to Ag's Most Okayest Farm Girls, the podcast for women who are craving connection, laughter, solidarity, camaraderie, and just overall encouragement in your everyday life and dreams.
Each week, your hosts, Annalise, that's me, and Courtney will cover topics such as farm life, mom life, making money online, side hustles, hobbies, sharing on social media, jobs off the farm, and so much more.
Us rural gals need to stick together, so saddle up for some fun, real, and unsolicited advice and stories from our everyday farm lives.
Grab a drink, we're Ag's Most Okayest Farm Girls, and we're here to help. Listen wherever you find podcasts.
Looking for top quality Longhorns and a taste of true Texas spirit? Look no further than Cantera Cattle Company. Our passion for Longhorns shines at Old Gringo Ranch, where tradition meets excellence. Visit us online at CanteraCattleCompany.com and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok for the latest updates and ranch life fun. Ready to experience it yourself? Schedule your visit by emailing canteracattle@gmail.com. Remember, God is great, Longhorns are good, and life is crazy.
Imagine updating your website and managing your animals at the same time without needing tech experience. With Hired Hand software, it's that easy. Our user-friendly platform is designed specifically for breeders, allowing you to keep your site fresh and your animal records up to date in just a few clicks.
Let us simplify your digital chores while you focus on what you do best. Visit hiredhandsoftware.com and see just how easy it can be.
Well, let's talk about the consignments themselves. Do you have any scratches or any subs so far?
We have 2 that they called me on. We haven't put them down as a scratch yet, but they'll probably will be a scratch, and we've asked them to sub. So I guess I'll leave it just like that for now until we know for sure.
Do you want to mention the lots or just let people look online and so they can see they're updated?
Well, it's it's Ben Crumps. He was very honest. He said they worked that cow and she got on the fight. And he said, I don't want to get somebody hurt. And he said, I don't have time for her to be on the fight here. So he was going to scratch her. And then lot number 36, they were doing their vet work and they found that cow had a bad quarter, and he said he didn't want to consign something with a bad quarter, which we're very grateful that they were honest consignors. So those are the two.
Okay, so lot 36 and 38, and I guess people can just continue to check online to see if the consignor has decided to put in a substitution.
Yeah, I think that would be the way to handle it. I offered them substitutions, and they said they'd get back to me.
Okay, so let's play a game of catalog roulette. I will go through and randomly choose an animal, and then you can speak a little bit more about it. Are you ready?
I'll try.
All right. Let me get my catalog open here. Let's start with lot 6. A Country Contessa LV by Ernie Hattel.
That's a very, very nice cow. The hotels consign really good cows with us. They've been consignors and buyers through the years. He called me about a month ago, and he was afraid she had lost her calf. And then he called me 2 days later, and he said she just had it hid really good. And so that was one of his special cows that he consigned. And so we were really excited that she still has a calf, and he's going to be bringing her.
Let's talk about lot 9, LCC Tejas Chocolate from Justin and Gabby Langley.
Oh, that cow is one that, who doesn't like chocolate? We've had several people message us about that cow, the new consignors, but everybody's excited about Gabby's cows. So that cow, I would say, is probably one of them that we've had the most questions on.
Okay, next we'll go down to lot, let's stop on lot 14, What a Game from Silverado Ranch.
Very pretty cow. The thing about Silverado Ranch, they have that bull, that red iron bull that's a brother to drag iron, and all them calves are out of that red iron, and they're bred back, and that should be a really nice cow that should be a great purchase.
Next, let's go over to Oregon from A&S Land and Cattle. We'll talk about their lot 18, Renee's Storm. I'm going to assume that's how you pronounce it. Scott always likes to throw us for a loop with his flower. He names some of his animals after flowers, and we don't always know how to pronounce it, but that's what we're going to go with this time.
Scott has been a consignor. He's been with us from day one, and oh my gosh, him and the Fay Longhorns bring us some of the nicest cows. And you know, sometimes in the fall, I'll call the buyers that have bought through our sale just to see how they get along with the cows that they bought. And just not that I'm checking up on our consignors, but I just check up to see how they get along with the cows and ask them questions. And we have always had 5-star reviews from the Fay Longhorns and Scott Picker. We're very grateful to have them as consignors.
Let's talk about lot 22, TCC She's a Knockout from Jerry and Gretchen Lachbeek.
Yes, Jerry and them have been consignors from day one, and they pretty much have topped the sale every year with their cattle. Jerry has his cattle really gentle. He sends his videos. He's out scratching their head in the pasture. They have big horn. They have color. They're just the ideal longhorn cow. Jerry has treated us really well, and we get pictures from the people that buy the Lachbeek cattle through the winter. We'll get pictures from those buyers. They're all excited about their cow because they're feeding them cake, or that knockout cow. That'll be another knockout.
Let's move on to M2 Hoyos Locos, lot 29 from M2 Land and Cattle.
M2 is another really great consignor. They bring us really good cattle every year. And he called us this year, and they're all DNA'd. They just have really, I don't know, the people that buy their cattle are excited too. We're excited to have them on board. They bring us colorful cattle. Their pedigrees are good. Very grateful to have them on board with us.
Well, next we'll go on to Scott Herring's consignment, lot 31, Red Freebird.
That one I've had a lot of calls on. And she has the most beautiful heifer calf. She's not beside that cow in the catalog, but we've had a lot of calls on them cattle. Gabby and them, I don't know. I just think that's going to be a knockout deal for us as consignors, and a lot of interest in their cattle. So we're excited to have them on board.
Let me scroll down to lot. We'll stop at 37, 5D Bullseye Millie from Dan Huntington.
Beautiful cow. I just think Dan called me and said he was going to bring it to, and I said, bring us something that's going to knock it out of the park. So we're trusting that he's going to. But when I seen the pictures, I just thought, wow, yeah, that's a great addition to our sale.
All right, we'll do lot 43. SCC Missy from Tate Cattle Company.
That's one of the Butler cows that we talked John into bringing. And John has been in the Butler business for over 30 years and has kept it pure. His herd is pure Butler, and he has some of the best Butler genetics out there and has been honest about it. And some of them consignments he brought us, that one is out of a bull that's the highest selling bull in history out of the Butler. He brought us the top of the notch Butler cattle. I think I had 12 messages yesterday after they seen the online catalog of Butler people excited about. They go, this is going to be huge for your sale. So that's kind of, we'll probably every year just use John for consignments. We'll kind of keep that Butler deal down to just a few, but kind of add it on, like we did the steer and the youth, and just bring one more bunch of buyers in, hopefully.
I think you said earlier that Crazy R is a first-time consignor this year. So let's talk about their lot 48, Dragonheart CRL.
Yes, they called us. They were at the sale last year, and my husband had met them. I didn't. And they called us, and they were talking about, they were coming out, and they wondered if we would consider them consigning. And we said, absolutely. They're from Utah. And so that's going to be a new experience. But wow, the pictures that they sent us, the bloodlines, very nice consignments. We're excited.
And the last one we'll talk about is lot 53, Sittin' Pretty from Michael West.
That's the cow that I talked him into selling. She was laying out there on a side hill, and beautiful cow. And then I found out she's an own daughter of Sittin' Bull, which is very exciting. And he's just had them cows around, and he's been busy. But he sent me the picture of her, and I just thought, wow, that cow should be a great consignment with her pedigree. And she's got a huge bull calf by her side.
What time is load out on, I guess, Sunday? Or are you allowing people to load out on Saturday after the sale too?
Immediately after the sale, we load out. If you're going to keep them over, you need to talk to Scott and line that up, that if you're keeping them over, because we have show cattle coming in, and we have no problem loading out sale cattle on Sunday, as we do some of them Sunday morning. But if you're going to keep them over after the sale, just talk to Scott, and we'll pen them in different pens where they don't get mixed up with the show cattle.
And is there anything else that you would like to let people know about the sale that we haven't already talked about?
I don't think so. Just, we would really like to see people take advantage of the supper or the Friday evening meal. Just watch people mix and mingle and just get to know each other. Have a fun Longhorn event, not just a stress deal. Just everybody sit around and visit and get to know each other and talk about cows and just have fun. We're working really hard to make it a fun Longhorn event. But I think, like the youth deal, and our consignors do that, but they go around, and like last year, the youth that bought the consignors, I seen them over there shaking the hand of the youth. And I don't know, I just think a lot of respect for our youth. I think that if people will go introduce themselves, and they'll learn who their cow come from and stuff like that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage for those younger kids to go up and approach an adult and, talk about cows and stuff. So it's fun to see that.
Yeah, I think that's probably the funnest part of our whole sale and our show is our youth. I have so many memories from the show, I've done that for 8 years and the sale for 7, but so many good memories and lifetime friends. My kids and husband showed, but I always just roped them. I didn't care about showing. And then they were successful in doing it. And then once I started putting the show and the sale on, I've got a lot of friends. It's just been fun for us. It's a lot of work and there's been ups and downs, but we're excited to get a Longhorn event, have it stay.
Well, I have one last thing to do with you, if you're willing. It's called Fast 5. I list 5 characteristics of Longhorns, and then you pick one lot that we have not already talked about. So the first one is, let's name a black and white animal from the sale that we haven't talked about.
Oh, probably that Phoebe cow of Lippert's.
You know what lot she is?
I think, what do they call her? Awesome Phoebe? I think she might be lot 16.
Yep, Awesome Phoebe. Yep, lot 16. Yep.
Is she black and white?
I don't think so. I think she's red and white.
Oh.
At least that's what she looks like in the picture. So maybe the sun is playing tricks on all of us.
I'm trying to think of what else. I know there's some straight black ones that Hotel has that's out of the park nice. I guess I can't. The black and white, I can't.
Well, one of your lots in your pen of 3.
Oh, yeah, the bull calf. That's a calf that we leased that SL Absolo bull that he has many championships in the show world behind in his pedigree and crossed him. So that calf should be, and he's huge. We worked them cows the other day and he's really gentle and huge. So that should be a really good show prospect or a sire.
Okay, the next one is Twist.
Trying to think. There's Chad Smith has a brindle young one in there that's starting to twist that I think is really awesome. There's a Buddhism cow of Daniel Faye's that we haven't talked about. She's got some twists going on. I would say probably those 2.
Okay. The next one is red and white. Should we jump back to your first response, your first animal?
Yeah, that Awesome Phoebe cow. She's an awesome Top Gun, an own daughter, awesome Top Gun, and she's really got some horn color. And Lauren didn't get real good pictures of his cows, but our weather wasn't that great for taking pictures. But I think that's really a nice cow. I think she's lot 16.
Yep, she is. Okay, the next one is Brindle.
Oh, I already talked about that one. That Chad's got that brindle heifer that I just think is a knockout. I don't know. Yeah, I would probably pick that one at Chad Smith's. Is it 20?
Yep, lot 20. Cody's Hell on Wheels. Is that the one you're referring to?
Yeah, that's a young one, but man, she's got some horn and she's got some brindle coming on. I think she'd make a nice rug.
All right, and the last one is always pretty controversial, but a true black.
Oh,
Saying
there's
sometimes
2 of them.
Yeah.
There's that Tabdini of Hotels. I think she's the black one, isn't she?
Yep, she's lot 25.
I just love that one.
Thanks for joining us. Make sure to check out the top hand sale consignments ahead of sale day and follow us for more updates. Until next time.